So I chose a dandelion, not the yellow one, but the white one that you can make wishes on, as a symbol of culture kinesis. As is the case with most things, there is more to this plant than meets the eye. A Google search produces article upon article about how you can get rid of, quote, your dandelion problem. But I'd like to give you a different perspective of this beautiful living thing that has been labeled a weed and then widely regarded as such. A weed is defined as a wild plant growing where it is not wanted and in competition with cultivated plants. To me, this perfectly describes how ideas that put uninvited pressure on the power structures of this country are dealt with. Ideologies of liberation, i.e. the weeds, are quickly plucked, clipped, poisoned, uprooted. The cultivated plants, i.e. the status quo, are vehemently protected from weeds at all costs. But that means that we've forgotten that dandelions heal. A slightly deeper research journey reveals that, more so in the past than now, dandelions were deliberately planted for their medicinal properties. They are one of the best remedies for efficiently removing toxins from the body. But because we have come to know them as weeds, we take that which could possibly deliver our collective healing and we destroy it, due to an often unspoken societal commitment to preserve the status quo. It means that we've forgotten that dandelions strategically interrupt. They are anchored by a taproot that can break up seemingly impenetrable soil, i.e. those individuals and institutions that are deeply set in their ways. And they can pull nutrients from deep that also benefit their plant neighbors. But because we have come to know them as weeds, we take that which could possibly interrupt the ideologies of domination and instead anchor ideologies of liberation, and we destroy them, due to an often unspoken societal commitment to preserve the status quo. It means that we've forgotten that dandelions persist. I've seen them described as, quote, masters of survival because they can and will grow anywhere, as we all have seen. Additionally, when the roots are separated, they clone and they continue to spread their gospel throughout gardens. If left undisturbed, a dandelion plant can live and thrive for years on end. But because we have come to know them as weeds, we take that which could possibly teach us how to endure and stay the course, and we destroy it, due to an often unspoken societal commitment to preserve the status quo. It means we've forgotten that dandelions proliferate. I personally can't pass by one and not blow it. I just can't. They speak to an earlier self of mine, a self that was more curious, more creative, more connected. And once that disturbance occurs, that breath, of course, all the seeds go flying, and each one is on a unique journey to find its resting place. Once it lands there, though, it gets to work. It takes root and it begins to do that work in a new environment. Dandelions reflect the reality that culture by nature is not fixed. As groups and communities change, culture should change. Again, this is a natural process. However, when those in power erect impasses, culture either stagnates or it moves in non-natural ways. Were we to reconcile the harmful ideologies that bolster these impasses, we could expect culture to flow and evolve in the spirit of liberation. So the work of CK is to encourage the planting and cultivation of those, quote, weeds because of what they teach us, because of what they remind us that we've forgotten. The work of CK is to partner with individuals and organizations to give that inevitable culture kinesis specific directionality toward ever greater racial equity.